Alright, here we go. Week 4 at Imola. The RWRS Audi GT3 Challenge Series. Imola, also known as Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari, named after the famous Enzo Ferrari, the founder of Ferrari, and Dino Ferrari happens to be his son. Checking out your grid. On pole, no surprise there. You don't see him gridded up. He's going to start in the pits. He likes to challenge as he's got the lead by about 3 seconds here over the field. That's Jay Stalmullen in the number 22. Pop up driver info here real quick. That's him. And because he's in the pits, it switches our cameras. So outside of Jay Stalmullen, number 19. You know him as Stu-Rat, Matthew Stewart, out of Red Oak, Texas, racing for Backdraft Motorsports. Back in row 2, the 84, out of Hillsborough, New Hampshire, Stephen Hott, owner and operator, Backdraft Motorsports. Right next to him, Lil Hott, Jace Hott, also Hillsborough, New Hampshire, surpriser. Race 4, you guessed it, Backdraft Motorsports. And also for Backdraft Motorsports, back in row 3, the lone car in row 3, Kyle Boland, in his black and yellow number 6. And that's your lineup. "45 minutes is the call tonight at Imola. Jay Stalmullen, starting from the pits tonight, has the field gapped by 3.5 seconds in qualifying. But can he do it during the race when tires matter and fuel strategy matters? See the pace car dip in there? That's going to hand the lead off to the 84 of Stephen Hott. So your front row, 84, 19. Steve, Matt, let's see what you guys got. '19 is going to jump the start there. And Stu-Rat and Jace Hott off to an early lead. The 84 trying to chase him down. Kyle Boland in line as well. Kyle Boland taking an interesting line there into turn 1. All right. Gets himself righted. Didn't hit anything. No big deal. As we see the 84 looking to the inside of the 98 there. Through the chicane, side by side. He's going to get by him. Move the 84, Stephen Hott up to P2. Jay Stalmullen making his way out of the pits now. Closing in on Kyle Boland. Makes his way by Kyle there, no problem. Well, these guys are on cold tires right now. Doesn't seem to be bothering Jace whatsoever. Out front, Stu-Rat and Stephen Hott. You see the gaps up top there. Stu-Rat recently been accused of making too many of the left turns. Well, we got about 45 minutes of varying turns to include right-handers. There's a little one right there. If you know, you know. That's all I can say. Stu-Rat's going to lead lap 1. Through the chicane, no problem. Both Matthew Stewart and Stephen Hott, no strangers to these cars. Plenty of endurance runs that they've made in these cars. Different tracks. Stu-Rat, no stranger to this track in sim racing. has ridden this track many times on Race Room before making the move over to iRacing. Able to get around here pretty well. Jace Dalmolin, he's managed to work his way past Jace Hott. Up to P3 already. Under 11 seconds now. See how quick Jace Dalmolin is able to cut that lead down. Speaking of Jace Hott, check in on the young man real quick. There's Kyle Bolin. Let's see if we can get the track map up here. There you go. Oh, Kyle Bolin almost sent it a little too hard into that braking zone there. Looks like he might need to grab a lower gear to get going there. No harm, no foul. Didn't hit anything. That's the important part. Out front, nothing's changed. Matthew Stewart still leading the way. But you can see the gap on top of your screen. Jace Dalmolin, he's cut it to under 10 seconds now. The front two are almost indistinguishable here. Stewart and Hott. Bubbles are pretty much right on top of one another there on the track map. You see the 22 closing in. Let's jump on board the driver of the 84 here as he tries to close in on Stewart. Saw it right there. A little slip up from the 19. Matthew Stewart's going to allow the 84 to the inside. The 84 is going to have position. He's going to take the spot. So move Stephen Hott up to P1. Matthew Stewart back to P2. Jace Dalmolin is only 6.5 seconds back right now. As we jump on board with him real quick. You saw it right there. You can see the leaders coming into Jace Dalmolin's view. Not much to go to catch them. Meanwhile, Jace Hott, he's falling about 35 seconds back of the leaders right now. Still keeping the car in one piece, but definitely off the pace a bit. Kyle Bolin, about a minute and a half back right now of the leaders. Off the pace as well. Road course is not really Kyle's thing. He'll be the first to tell you that. Kyle's more of a dirt street stock kind of guy. Does a little bit of racing in real life as well. But he's out here doing his thing. Back up front with the leaders. Little slip up from the 84 there. Sturat able to close the gap. Back on Stephen Hott again. Only a half second separating them. Meanwhile, Jay Stalmelin, under 5 seconds now. You see it at the top of your screen. As your leaders are approaching lap traffic right now for the first time. Coming up on Kyle Bolin. It's all about how you get around the lap traffic here. Kyle Bolin moves to the inside. We appreciate you on that. Sturat missed that chicane just a little bit. It cost him about a second. Jay Stalmelin, he gets around Kyle. He's coming into the picture. 4.1, now under 4 seconds to your leaders. With just about 15 minutes into this one. '22 is closing in on the 19. As we look back from Sturat, gearbox cam. And you saw it right there. No problem into that braking zone for Jay Stalmelin. Able to scoot right on past Matthew Stewart. And now he will focus on chasing down your leader, the 84, Stephen Hott. 3.5 back of him. Under 35 minutes to go in this one. The drivers will have to pit. At a minimum, they'll need to take fuel. Tires, not necessarily. Certainly help, but not a requirement. Good battle up front. You see all three of your leaders right there. Stephen Hott, Jay Stalmelin, Matthew Stewart. Jay's hot right now. Looks like he's falling a little bit more off the pace even. 50 seconds behind your leaders. Of course, we've seen Kyle Bolin showing a lap down now. Back up front. 22 is about a second and a half off of your leader. We're watching him close that gap. Can see that chicane just a little better. Pretty good line there from the 19, Matthew Stewart. we take a look at lap times at the line, 146.850 for your leader, 145.475 for Jace Dalmolin. Almost a second and a half faster that lap. Still a good battle up front. Just now, Jace Dalmolin under a second away from taking the lead away from Stephen Hott. Let's go back on board with the 22. You see both drivers there with a little bit of wheel spin coming out of that hairpin. Stephen Hott doing everything he can to stay in front of this 22. Jace Dalmolin just waiting for a mistake. That's all it's going to take is one. Oh, Matthew Stewart. That was an interesting line that he took through there. As he jumps the chicane, has to slow down for a slowdown penalty there, of course, for cutting the course. My goodness, that was entertaining. I don't think that car is designed to get that much air, but he did it. Back up front, 84, maintaining that lead over the 22, but for how long? The 22's been dominant in this series. Huge points lead coming into tonight. 84 would love to close that gap in. Is this the 22's opportunity? Looks like it is. 84 high in that one. And it's going to be it. That was the mistake that Jace Dalmolin was waiting for. So with just under 28 minutes to go, the 22 of Dalmolin has gone from the pits to leading the race. Surprise, surprise. Oh, the 84 overdrives it. Almost loses it in that corner. That's going to open up the gap between him and the leader. And Jace Dalmelin is going to check out on the field now. 1.7 over the field. Sturat, he's back to 17 seconds back of the leader. Again, Sturat, no stranger to this car or this track at all. You just have a very fast driver in that 22. I mean, really no mistakes out of Sturat. One jump with a slowdown there that we saw. Other than that, not doing anything wrong. Given that Audi R8 all it can handle. Just up against a very fast 22. The 84, one of his better showings in this car tonight. Able to stay within sight of that 22 at least. Checking in back here on the 98 of Jace Hott. Gets up on the rumble strips a little bit there. Jace Hott 1 minute and 18 seconds behind the leaders right now. Jace, the youngest driver in the field. 13 years old. Not looking too bad. He's out here competing against the adults. He saves it right there. Almost overdrove it. There's Kyle Bolin. The leaders making their way around. Kyle Bolin going to be 2 laps down now. How about that though? 2 laps down, still get a top 5. Not bad. Shorter field here than we're used to in this one. Notably out due to real life concerns, work. Riley Marchand. Riley had been running second in the points up until a couple weeks ago when he had to take an absence from the series. He'll be back with us here in a few weeks, hopefully. Riley, a good road racer in his own right. And we look forward to having him back at her. Just about 23 minutes to go in this one, as you see. Kyle Bolin keeping it together. Doing pretty good for a technical track like Imola. Considering Kyle is, again, not a road racer. More at home on the dirt. Back up front with the leaders. You see the gap there. Jace Dalmelin, that gap is stabilized between him and Stephen Hott at about 1.5 seconds. So Stephen Hott able to keep that 22 in sight. It's really all you can hope for here. It's the 84's turn to wait on a mistake from the 22. Matthew Stewart as he makes his way around. Kyle Bolin there got turned around. Was able to hold the brake and stay out of the wall, looks like. Avoid contact. Gets the ship righted and he'll keep moving. The 84 continuing to chase down Jace Dalmolin. The gap's gotten a little bigger though. About a 10th faster that time by for Jace over Stephen Hahn. Stephen Hahn up on the turtles there. Missed that corner. Stu-Rat, a little off track back there. It's 23 seconds behind the leaders right now. See him sliding around the hairpin. There's Jay's hot. Neon green 98 machine. Kyle Bolin 2 laps down, but gonna get a top 5 out of this one. Due to people having absences. No drops in this series. None of the series from Redemption Weekly Racing Series have drops. We try to encourage drivers to show up as much as possible and find that that's a pretty good method doing so. If you'd like to get in a series where 2 laps down is a top 5, maybe a little bit easier competition, maybe you're not having to work against aliens, and maybe you're wanting to learn some tricks of the trade here. As you can see, we got people like Jace Dalmolin who can absolutely dominate and blow away a field up front. And we got people who are more comfortable on the dirt and can do the same over on that side. And everything in between. But we all try to race a little bit of everything over here. If you're looking to race with a little more laid-back group of guys, just have some fun. Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. Get with Redemption Weekly Racing Series. Look us up on Facebook. Shoot our admin a message, and we'll get back to you and see if you're a fit for the group. We do a individual profile review of every single person that applies to the group. So I'll just let you know right now, if you happen to be watching the broadcast and you've tanked your I rating or something like that, we are going to see that, and don't bother applying. You're not going to be accepted in here. So, for the folks that don't do that, it's good news for you though, because you're not going to have to deal with those folks. Try to keep it as clean and fair as we can in here. The top 3 finishers after the 12-week seasons are over. The top 3 finishers and points are awarded trophies. They're mailed straight to your house. And that's all included in the $11 a month. You can run any of the 4 series that we run. As you see your leaders make their way through the hairpin. Stephen Hott keeping the 22 of Jace Dalmolin in sight. It's important. Stu Rat, he's on pit road. Short pitting the leaders here, maybe. And he's down and away. Pretty quick. I didn't see the car go in the air there. That might have been a fuel-only stop for Sturat. There's Jace Hott. See the leaders there closing in. Jace Hott about to go a lap down. Unless our leaders are going to pit this time by. Which they may if they realize they've been short pitted by Matthew Stewart. Let's see what they're going to do. Sure enough, here comes the 22. Here comes the 84. 84 hard on the brakes there. Trying to get onto pit road as hard as possible. Make up the most time you can. Matthew Stewart currently trying to make up a minute 8 right now. While our leaders are on pit road. Jace Hott had an off track there. He has slowed a little bit. Not sure if he sustained any damage from it. But he's away and moving. Matthew Stewart, you see it there on the track map. A lot of time he's got to make up. As the 84 is going to get off pit road first here in front of the 22. This is going to be huge. We're about to have 15.5 minutes of a cat and mouse game here. The 22 just toying with the 84. Or is he just going to go by it? Drivers are on cold tires here. Not a lot of grip. These cars do not have a lot of grip the first lap and a half or so. So if either one of these guys pushes the limit too far, that could end their chance at a win here tonight. Into the hairpin. Sturat serving a little slowdown penalty right there, looks like. As we're watching your leaders here, Stephen Hott got about 3/4 of a second over Jace Dalmolin. It's a battle for the race win as we're under 15 minutes to go in this one. You see your track map right there. Stephen Hott able to open up that gap. Cold tires and all. A little over a second from the 22. 14 minutes though. We saw how quickly Dalmolin was able to take that 22 from the pits to the lead. And we know he was over 3 seconds faster in qualifying than any other car on the track. So the speed is definitely there. 14 minutes to go. See Sturat there? Sturat trying to make up 25 seconds. Slides it through that corner. Not the way to do it. Matthew Stewart trying to get everything he can out of that 19. Pushing that Audi R8 to its limits. Up over the turtles there again. Meanwhile, up front, the leaders. Once again, the 22 waiting on a mistake from the 84. When's it gonna happen? You see the gap up top of your screen shrinking as Chase closes the gap in. He's able to really close the distance in the braking zones. Checking in on the rest of the field here. As you see Jace Hott making his way past the start finish line. Oh, as he catches a turtle. Cannot be good for the front of these cars as low as they sit. I'm just guessing. There's Kyle Bolin. Working his way around the hairpin. Meanwhile, back up front with your leaders. The 22 all over the back bumper of the 84 with just about 11 minutes to go here. We'll hop on board with the 22 for a better view. You're watching the battle. What'll inevitably be for the race win. Under 10 minutes to go now. 84 and 22 through the hairpin. 84 slides the rear end. This is going to be the battle for the win here. Stephen Hott has yet to win in the Audi GT3 Challenge Series. Stephen Hott able to open that gap up over half a second there through that chicane. Not a lack of effort on the 22's part there as he slides the rear end, giving that Audi R8 all it has. A little off track there for Kyle Bolin. Matthew Stewart. Matthew Stewart 35 seconds back to the lead right now. Gonna be happy to settle for a top 3 here unless something happens to the leaders up front. And Kyle Bolin's coming down pit road. Jace Hott 2 laps down, but still out on track. Up front with your leaders, same story. Oh, Jace Dalmolin off track. Dalmolin gets back on track there. However, that's going to cost him some time for sure. That's going to be a slowdown penalty. Almost a 2-second lead now. Dumoulin 1.7 seconds back of Hot right now, with exactly 7 minutes to go at the stripe. Stewart about 45 seconds back. And Chase Hot, unfortunately, in the pits. Move Kyle Bolin up to P4. Kyle Bolin right in front of our leader right now. 84 working its way around lap traffic here. Up onto the turtles a little bit. As he is trying to run away from Chase Dumoulin. Oh, big moment there. Through the hairpin for Chase Dumoulin as he gets really loose. Way wide. Gap's almost 5 seconds now. With 6 minutes to go in this one. Dumoulin going to work his way around lap traffic. Kyle Bolin there. The 84 could not be happier than to be seeing this in his rear view. Oh no! Dumoulin overshoots the hairpin. Oh no! Was it the chicane, rather? Overshoots it, slow down penalty. You see it up top, the gap almost 7 seconds now, with 5 minutes to go. That may have done it. That may have just handed the race to the 84. You see the gap right there. Oh, the 84 is trying to give it back as he hits every turtle in sight. The 84 going to give back about a second of that lead there. About 5 seconds even is the gap. First to second. Hot to Dumoulin. Chase Hot all over the place. Oh no. Oh, and hard into the inside wall. Chase tried to save it all the way down that straightaway. You saw him back and forth and just couldn't correct it. Tough break for Chase Hot. He's back there in the pits. Stewart also on pit road, making his way off pit road, but he's got plenty of time. Nothing in danger for him as he's 4 laps ahead of the closest competitor to him right now, Kyle Bolin. Meanwhile, Chase Dumoulin got his work cut out for him here. 4.5 seconds he's got to make up on the 84, Stephen Hott. You can just barely see him there off in the frame. The right-hand side of your screen. There he is. 3.5 minutes to go. Up top, you see the last lap times. 2 seconds faster last time by for Chase Dumoulin. And you see the real-time gap right there on your screen. Not that far. Just about 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Oh! Turtles are popular tonight. Dumoulin grabs one there himself. Work their way through that tricky chicane. About 4 seconds even is the gap. Exactly 2 minutes to go here in this one. And let's look at the times at the line. Let's see what the lap times were that time around. Stephen Hott picked it up considerably. 1:45.697. Jace Dalmelin 0.6 faster, but that's not gonna cut it when you're 3.6 behind with a minute and a half to go. You can bet Jace Dalmelin is pulling out every trick in the book, trying to wipe away this 3.5 second gap between him and Stephen Hott. Stephen Hott leaving nothing on the table in this battle. He knows exactly who's behind him. Best road racer in the league, trying to chase him down. Cannot make a mistake here. Little mistake there. As he goes through the chicane, gonna give up some time. Dalmelin closes into 3 seconds even. Can he get it in the twos here? Into the braking zone. .8 seconds back, and that'll do it. It looks like that's gonna put this one in the books. Your race winner, 84 of Stephen Hott. Jace Dalmelin right there in the second position. Not somewhere he's used to finishing in these cars, that's for sure. Matthew Stewart finishing P3, he's gonna make his way around. Kyle Bolin gonna finish out the night. Here as he crosses the line in P4. And Jace Hott, unfortunately, is going to be the odd man out here, as he's going to pick up a P5 tonight. It looked good early on for the young man, but was not meant to be. Your leaders right now working their way around to get lined up for our top three. Congrats to the top three tonight. Stephen Hott, Jace Dalmelin, and Matthew Stewart. Those are your podium finishers tonight. If you want to race with us, we would appreciate you guys coming out. Check us out on Facebook, like I said, or you can look at the info at the beginning and the end of the broadcast on how to get a hold of us. Redemption Weekly Racing Series. Join us Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. We appreciate you checking us out. You all have a good one. We'll see you next time.